All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here on this Tuesday morning. And look, we have done, I feel like, a pretty good job of not making it feel like a Tuesday, which is the worst day of the week. I think we can all agree to that. So the vibes have been high.
Really high.
But now we got to talk New Orleans Saints.
We're going to keep them high.
Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. Our guy joins us now to do so. Nicholas, what's going on, sir? How we doing?
Two things. One, I don't believe that the vibes are going to be high throughout this conversation. And two,
come on.
Tuesday's a good day. It's Taco Tuesday. I don't like the PR happening here. That's a good day of the week.
I know. It's like Monday, though. You got, reaction to games, good or bad. Wednesday, I don't know. It's like you kind of got hump day. It's like you're kind of in the middle of the week. Thursday vibes are incredible. And, of course, Fridays are Fridays. I don't know. Tuesdays is kind of like, all right, do I review last week? Do I preview this week? You get stuck in purgatory a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you can change our minds. Taco Tuesday is a good way to start.
Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday and AMC. They got cheaper movies on Tuesdays. It's a good day, man, objectively.
Nick, I got to ask you a question, and we like to ask a lot of our guests this question when speaking about tacos. When you think of a taco, just a generic taco, is it hard shell or is it a soft shell? Is it just a tortilla?
Yeah, it's soft for sure. Soft shell taco, no doubt about it.
A
hard shell is that's third grade childish.
Thank you.
Know what I mean?
Grow up, right?
Unrefined palate. Yeah, I mean, you're just not living right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
it's like animal shaped.
So the soft
chicken
people
nuggets.
in the room like soft tacos. That's no surprise.
This guy's so defensive, Nick. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's okay that you eat like a third grader, man. Nobody's judging you for it, but it's a very unrefined, undignified.
Hey, you watch a third grade football team play every single week, so we're right on the same page.
Nick, I love you, man. That was great. That was a great response because I just told him recently to grow up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's what my nephew eats, and I'll be like, "Oh, taco!" It's he's got to eat a crunchy taco.
No doubt.
That's what it is. Yeah,
crunchy tacos are delicious. Go ahead, follow-up question there, Matt.
Hey, I asked my follow-up question. It was great. I got the perfect answer. That's all I need. Do we have to talk
they
about the
are
Saints?
soft.
Do we have to?
Soft tacos? It says it in the name.
That's the weakest spin zone I've ever heard in my life. He is so defensive right now.
You ask that question to everybody. I
haven't gotten a vote.
I hadn't gotten a vote yet. It's 10-0, so I don't know why you continue to ask.
All
right, soft tacos, soft coverages, New Orleans Saints. Where we go?
There you go. Exactly. All right. So the first 2 weeks, there's stuff that you can take from the game, and I think you can appreciate the effort, and you can appreciate things in the game, and it's okay, well, I can actually point to 3 or 4 plays that if those plays are made, maybe even less, maybe 2 plays in the game, you have a chance to win. Maybe you do win. The wheels fell off this week in Seattle. What happened and why did it look so different?
I mean, it just looked like a very unprepared football team, honestly. I think there's no way around it. And I think just kind of the inexperience and the newness of the staff, I think, showed up in their first road trip to a hard atmosphere. I mean, some of the players were talking about how they weren't ready to time the snap count. So it seems like maybe there wasn't enough preparation there. The pre-snap stuff was back in a big way. It looked like special teams was wholly unprepared. That was and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic or anything like that. And it's not I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they can learn from it and grow from it and come back. And I think, the perspective of it being a new staff and all that stuff, I'm not defining anything that happens right now. I don't think it's going to be what happened in week 3 is going to be what it is at the end of the season. But I mean, I honestly believe that was maybe the worst start to a game I've seen in my 10 years covering the Saints. The Lions game, I think that was last year, right? I think that's on the list. Or was that 2 years ago? But those are the two games. But this was bad. And then at least in that Lions game, like they fought back. This one was just an ass kicking from start to finish. And I mean, I think there's a lot they got to figure out and a lot they got to learn from this. I think it's kind of a little bit of a wake up call. Like we talked a bunch of times about how they were taking a lot of days off during camp and 90-minute practices, and there weren't a lot of long special teams periods like there used to be. And it's like, oh, well, that's why Sean Payton did special teams for 25 minutes every day. And I'm sure the players love it. On August 13th, when they're not standing out there in 125-degree heat for 25 minutes watching JT Gray cover punts, and they're just standing there sweating, wasting time. Like, I'm sure it's an amazing atmosphere. But then when you get into September and you have block, punt return for touchdown in a literal 6-minute, like real life 6-minute period of time, I think it feels a little bit different. So I think it was just a game that, I think this is one where if you treat it like the smelling salts came out and you kind of, got to reevaluate and you're honest about it. I think it can be probably a good thing in the early tenure of a coach. It can be, in 20 years, if he has a successful career, this might be the thing they put in his episode of a football life of, the turning point or something. But like, you got to treat it like that. And you got to let it become that. And I think that there's a lot they got to fix in a hurry. And I think that, it's different than last year. Like there was like mutiny feeling after like losses. Like I think you feel the disappointment around the team though right now, where up until that game it was kind of just happy and all that stuff. I think now people are looking around a little bit like, whoa, what the hell? Like we weren't ready for this one. And I think they just got to change it in a hurry.
Like optically, like so Saints fans watching every single week and following the team. I think everybody is smart enough to understand the roster restrictions that we have. We understand that there is a new coach. And I think that everybody can be okay with the Saints not being as good as every opponent every single week, not being as good, playing, being bad every now and then. But I don't think what people can live with is being undisciplined and being bad. And so that is what we saw. We're talking about 11 penalties. We're talking about special teams, like just terrible mistakes. So like, how do they fix that? Is that a Kellen Moore issue? Is it a culture issue? Is it a leadership issue?
Yeah, I mean that's the exact story I wrote after the game. So I mean we're just two geniuses here talking about this. But I mean that's the thing. Like if you're getting smoked going down the field because your cornerbacks aren't good enough, I get that. Like right. I understand. If you can't block because you have awesome Richards and Torricelli Simpkins out there, I'm not sweating that. I'm not killing them for giving up pressures. Like Awesome Richards gave up, I think, 8 pressures in that game. Like that's what you expect. Like that isn't coaching. That's just like, hey, they aren't good enough, and that's what happens in a rebuild. Like you tear it down to the studs, and now all of a sudden you're finding like the black mold that was behind the drywall. Like that's just what it is. Like people expect it. Everybody understands that. But yeah, it's this stuff that is preventable. Where and I think it's just spending more time on it. Honestly, like I know they've done a lot. They've had officials around in that, but like this is 2 out of 3 games. And in week 1, when it happened, it was kind of like, all right, well, hey, look, new coach, he'll learn from it. And it felt like he did a little bit in week 2, and then you're right back to it in week 3. So I think it's something with their process. Like the thing is, with these practices is I used to see, and it was so like frustrating to watch sometimes, like how often Sean Payton would stop a play and like he would just stop it dead in its tracks. Hey, your split's off. And like sometimes you would see people like these new receivers coming in that they wouldn't even understand like where they were supposed to line up. But I talked to Traquan Smith about it one time in his rookie year, and it's probably why he didn't work out here. He's like, man, like I'll just like pick up my foot and move it until Sean tells me it's okay. Like I don't even know what he wants me to do, but like it's like the attention to detail was like so precise. And I think when you're holding that standard every single day, every single moment on the smallest of details, like it just becomes a thing. And I think they've gotten away from that the last few years. I mean, like under Pete Carmichael, the players openly talked about how they had to like go back and like start like, applying that stuff themselves because it wasn't getting applied from the top. I think Kellen's trying to, like, he has the officials in there and that, but like, I just think that maybe there's an assumption that, like, you know, I think he's the guy that wants to. It's the classic, like, hey, like, players coach. He's letting people stay out. He's treating them like men. He's trusting them to do it. And sometimes I think that works for certain teams. And I think when you have a team with like a lot of young guys that are learning how to play, like, I think that maybe you got to be a little bit more of an enforcer on some of those details and not expect them all to carry themselves like DeMario Davis, and not expect them all to be doing the right things all the time, like Cam Jordan probably is. Like, these are younger guys. I think you kind of got to put a little bit of a foot on the neck right now. You know, it's 66% of the games. It's early in the season, obviously, but 2 out of 3 where you can't get lined up. I mean, I think that's a big problem, and something about the process I think they got to figure out. And again, young staff, I think they can figure it out. I think they will. But I think you got to be really honest about it and admit that something's a little bit broken right now.
Nick, is there a vocal leader on the offense?
On the offense, I would say it's probably Eric McCoy is probably the guy that has the most cachet in that room. I don't, you know, I know Alvin will speak up sometimes, but I just don't think that's necessarily his personality to be the, like, you know, the rah-rah, let's go get it guy. Like, I think he'll coach people quietly off to the side, but like stand up and lead the room. I think it's probably Eric McCoy. I know Cesar Ruiz is doing a lot more of that with the offensive line. Yeah, he's kind of like a vet in that room, and the young guys bring him up all the time. But I think it's those two guys. Like, I think they're kind of the vets on the team right now.
I can say this. It doesn't matter how many years you've played in the league, and Nick, you know this. You've been around the NFL long enough. When your veteran players that aren't playing well speak up, it falls on deaf ears. That's a problem. That's a big problem. I know. Because you're like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm back here and I'm playing running back, and I'm, you know, whoever, Kendre Miller, and I saw you miss those 3 blocks when you were at guard. So why am I going to listen to you? And you don't even try to do it. It just organically kind of happens and comes into your mindset.
Oh, I'm sleeping on Brandon Cooks too. He's another one that like everybody kind of points out to as like being like an important culture guy and all that stuff too. But again, not a guy that's making a ton of plays right now.
Somebody on that offense needs to be an asshole.
Can Spencer, like, I want Spencer to be that, but he's not right now. And it's like, can he be? Because I understand where he's at. He's
he's got it in him, but you have to earn that right. But nobody's earned that right. Somebody's got to do it.
It's a great point. Yeah, I mean, Spencer definitely has the personality to be that type of guy. But yeah, I think he probably has to earn a little bit more cachet in the room. Yeah, I don't know where it would come from. It's a lot of very, very nice people.
And sometimes a vocal leader on an offense is a coach. Sometimes it's a hard-nosed offensive line coach. That's the vocal leader. That's going to push everybody, put the fear of God in people. Like, there always has to be somebody. It might be a head coach, it might be a quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator. Yeah. It could be a player. It's got to come from somewhere. And again, I think on the offensive side of the ball, you got a lot of really good offensive minds, but it seems like, just like you said, everyone's really nice.
Nuts definitely has that. He'll put a little bit of fear in you. Like, he's one of those guys too. Yeah, he's one of those guys too. Even like in a press conference, there's sometimes someone you're like, man, like I got to think about how I ask this because like he could bite my head off. Like he kind of has that energy.
Nick, how do you go to Buffalo right now? You're a 3-score dog and create any positive momentum. Like, what's the messaging? You just got house on the road, 44-13. You were up in the Pacific Northwest. Now you got to go across the country to Buffalo, New York, a good football team, and Vegas is saying you're going to lose by 3 scores. How do you create any positive momentum?
It's really tough, and I think this is the danger right now is that you get drilled in Seattle if you get drilled up here. Like I think quickly that puts a test to just kind of where your team's at and where your locker room's at, and I think it's going to be very important. They to a comical degree they put a lot into like harboring in cultivating a culture with these like field trips and all that stuff, but. Yeah. That's going to be put to the test. Like maybe that's why you did it because you maybe foresaw this, but like that's really going to be put to the test. And I don't think it's going to be enough. I think you gotta look better than this. Like you can go up there and you can get beat, but I think I think the players got to know that they were prepared to get beat and not sent on a dummy mission. And I really think that's the best you can kind of hope for this week. Miami played Buffalo tough on Thursday night. That kind of scares me a little bit though, like because that was probably the wake up call for Buffalo. Yeah, I don't think you catch them sleeping again, and then they get a 10-day break. But they did. I don't know. They got a weird roster, man. Like you look at it, and there's like not a ton of great playmakers. Like there's Josh Allen, and they got a good tight end. The receivers are just average. James Cook is obviously really good, but it isn't like a super loaded team. But like they're just like so much better. They're just so well coached, man. They're so well put together, and that guy is just an absolute monster. I was looking at his stats, like outside of the pocket by 3 to 4 yards, like if you just let him get out, like he always wants to go to the right. Weirdly enough, he never wants to go left. But like the numbers on those throws are just like unbelievable. It's like 17 yards average depth of target on him. Like he's just going to go down the field. And like they didn't do a good job of covering guys late in the plays last week. There was a scramble drill on one. Alontae got beat on it. Like if you're asking these guys to cover for 3.5, 4.5, 5 seconds, I don't know. I just don't know if they have the talent to do it. But that goes back to what Flynn was saying before. Like, if you get beat on some of those, I think you can still hang your head. But like, it's like if you go out there and you're just shooting yourself in the foot over and over and over. I don't know. I think it's a mission critical this week just for them to be cleaned up and playing well. And people talk about Seattle being a tough atmosphere. I'm sure you guys have been to Buffalo before. Like that, to me, that's the toughest atmosphere in the world. Like you're literally seeing like townspeople setting themselves on fire in the parking lot on the way to the stadium, like literally on fire. Like it's the biggest thing in the world, and like that atmosphere is unbelievable. I mean, this is going to be a very, very tough game.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely put it in top 3. Unfortunately. Kansas City, Seattle, Buffalo, probably my top 3, and the Saints are playing back-to-back in Seattle and Buffalo. So that's good. Yeah. Good news.
Last week was the Saints' wake-up call. The Bills had a wake-up call. We got one, too.
All right. It's going to go long, and I apologize. Last question for you, Nick. So much online of tank for this player, tank for that player, tank for the quarterback. And my message has been this team is not a quarterback issue right now. It is a team issue. And there's some things that Spencer Rattler, I think, has done that have proven that he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL, just from my perspective. It's a short sample size. We know that. But it's not just a tank for player X. This player is way farther away, I think, than player X.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're multiple players away. They need everything, man. Like, putting Kelvin Banks aside, I am not sure that the Saints have a player on their roster right now that you could trade for a first-round pick, and I think that's a very, very hard thing to do.
It's true.
I haven't looked at the whole league, but I feel like there's a lot of guys on other teams where you're like, oh yeah, I give up a first for him. Like I don't know that they have that guy, and that's a tough place to be. Yeah, it's probably not a quarterback issue. I think if you do end up with the first pick, though, like you're evaluating, against Matir, Mendoza, Nuss, Sellers, all these guys. For me, like. Give me Bain right now. That's probably the guy that I would want to draft for the Saints. But I haven't seen enough of the quarterbacks to know. But that pass rusher, man, like that's a desperate thing. I don't think they had an edge player get a pressure in this last game, and that's another thing that's really, really hard to do. It's not one guy away. One option. Hopefully, like if they end up with the number 1 pick, maybe you try to. Man, it's week 3 of the season. We're already talking about this. It's crazy. But like maybe you're trying to get Cleveland to give you both of their first to come up and get whoever. Who's the number 1 quarterback right now? Like it's probably Sellers, right?
I mean, I think that changes on a week-to-week basis.
I think the cat from Indiana is
Mendoza's look great.
Crawling up.
Man, he looked awesome. Yeah, like
he looks
it's like
part.
Running all the RPOs, like that fits like right into the Kellen's offense too. Yeah. Like he looked amazing in that game. I think that offense is really well put together too. Like they look great.
I think if you had the number 1 pick and you go quarterback, it would be. You're not. I don't know if you're going to improve. Like I think you got to get as much draft capital as you can.
Yeah, and then hope that Mickey drafts better.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, that's depressing.
All right, we're doing
Nick,
great.
We love you. Thank you for coming on every single Tuesday. We appreciate
Soft shell tacos.
Told you we'd get the low vibes by the end of it. So
I know.
I accomplished my task.
Yeah, well done, Nick. Good job.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football.
Confirmed. The Saints are guaranteed to beat the Bills this week.
Mm-hmm.
Edge rusher didn't create one hurry all game.
That's not good. That's not good.
Great
Well,
comment after that. Hard to do.
I don't know how we're going to follow that up. We'll try.
I don't know.
I mean, actually,
We could do anything to bring the vibes up.
this is a perfect time to remind you about our friends over at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness.
Get it up.
YourGoodwood.com. 225-4GD Wood, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. right there on Drusilla. Book your consultation today. You got low energy, go see them. You had to watch the Saints play, go see them. YourGoodwood.com is the website. Again, 225-4GD Wood. Find a full list of services on the website. Call them. Get that consultation set up. YourGoodwood.com.
Also, if your hair's falling out because you're watching the Saints.
Well, that's because you're pulling it out.
Yep. You can fix that too. YourGoodwood.com.
Saints. All right, more OTB when we come back.
Off the bench. From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
This makes me want to put a log on the back of my shoulders and run up a mountain, a snowy mountain, and fight a Russian.
Damn right. I don't think this is the song, but it sounds
It's not,
like
but
it.
it makes me want to do that.
Anybody know the current lead singer of Journey?
I know his last name, isn't it? Never mind.
Steve Perry for me, sir.
Well, of course it's Steve Perry.
So I don't recognize any other lead singers.
I don't even know if they're still banned, but
Who, Journey?
yeah.
They just played at the Houston Rodeo.
All right. Well, I believe
They should have at some point in their career played the Super Bowl halftime.
Ooh, yeah.
And they never selected them. They got the catalog to do it.
They should do it this year.
Well, I mean,
Their lead
I think
singer
Metallica needs to.
is from the Philippines. His name is Arnel Pineda.
I was going to, Pineda was the name I was thinking of. I just didn't know if it was right.
When I think this was like real early on in the internet video days, it might have been on like E-Bombs World or something like that. There was anyone remember that website? Anybody?
Yeah.
Jake? Aisha. Okay. There was a video of this guy singing cover band like to zero crowd in the Philippines, and it was Arnel Pineda, and he sounded incredible. And
Really?
then they flew him out to America, auditioned him,
Yeah.
boom, got the job. Played in Endymion a couple years later.
Shout out.
Queen still does stuff with Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
As the
Yeah.
lead singer, and he's really good too.
Yep. American Idol.
yeah.
America.
I mean, this is an incredible song.
Does anybody remember the Aisha video from E-Bombs World?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
God, it's good.
I was actually like, at that age, I was doing more rocky stuff than on the internet.
Like lifting logs?
Yeah, I tell a story all the time. On 3132 in Shreveport, Terry Bradshaw Passway, my dad used to wrap a chain around my waist, and my little brother would be in a tire behind the chain, sit in it, and I'd have to run up and down the interstate hills.
Like that.
And I liked it. I wasn't like had to like He gave us the option. My older brother didn't like it. I did. I loved it. We used to go run Independence Stadium. We used to do, you had to do singles, you had to skip a step, you had to do bunny hops.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
Did you get to do any punching in the meat lockers like Rocky?
No, we were balling on a budget. We didn't have any meat lockers. We didn't have all the meat hanging around.
You saying Rocky wasn't on a pretty tight budget?
Well, he was working there. I couldn't work. I wasn't.
Yeah,
old
that's
enough.
true.
Sure, he did have an advantage, a meat advantage.
Jake was
Yeah.
at like
Yep.
35 at this point.
Yeah,
get
I
it.
wasn't.
You
Way
get
more
larger.
meat.
He had a lot more meat.
Nothing makes you feel worse than when you ask someone who covers the New Orleans Saints as well as anybody, who are some voices, who are some leaders on the offensive side of the football, and that man said Cesar Ruiz.
Yep, and it's not like hail.
As
Caesar.
soon as he said it, it all made sense to me. Everything made sense. The picture became crystal clear. It became 4K, HD, whatever. That's what it was. I don't care how long you've played in the league. It could be 14 years, 15 years. If you're playing poorly and you're trying to tell me what we should do or shouldn't do, I'm not listening to you. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful to you, my guy. I'm just not listening. Because I remember that block you missed when we were trying to run power. You were pulling around and you threw a no-hitter. I remember on that zone run when you were trying to reach the 3 technique and you couldn't, and he hit me in the backfield. Sorry. I remember when I had pass protection. My guy didn't come, so I was going to try to get out on an underneath route because your guy was free. I had to block him, and I didn't get in my route. It all made sense.
It all makes
as soon
sense.
as he said it.
There has to be somebody that people listen to. And if it happens that somebody's not playing well, and playing historically bad as well, that ain't it. Right? You said McCoy. Yeah, okay.
He's the 86th ranked guard out of 88 potential guards.
Look at Brandon Cooks. I can see that, him bringing a little juice, but
And Brandon Cooks is the 3rd, 4th receiver on this team.
linemen aren't going to listen to, Brandon. I mean, not in the room. I don't know. But nobody's listening to whoever it is. Something's got to change there. Ooh, and also, Nick said, not one person can I see anybody trading a first rounder for, which, a first rounder is a hard trade to make. But everybody, you can look at every roster. There's somebody. No, it's not production too. It's a lot of age. It's probably a lot of age consideration.
I would trade Eric McCoy for a first round pick if I needed a center. I think Eric McCoy is a really good center.
Ooh, you wouldn't trade a first round pick for a center.
It's a tough trade.
It's a tough
to
trade.
ask.
I'm saying I would have to need one.
And you traded a 3rd and a 4th in the next round probably and get him. I love a center. I think it is crucial to your success. But I'm just telling you what the hive minds think of the center position. It's like a running back kind of. You need one. Very important, but you're not going to pay one or highlight one. That when he said that, not a guy. Maybe one. Maybe Kelvin Banks, who you just took in the first round. No good.
No, it's good.
No good. More for me and you, right?
Absolutely. A lot of draft capital. And again, like we said, even if you get the first round pick, one player at number 1 overall is not going to help you. You got to try to get as many draft picks as you can. Yeah, you have to hit on them. But Saints fans, I'm sorry. This next statement's not going to make you any happier or feel any better. The guy drafting doesn't draft real well.
No.
And he hardly ever trades back to get new
hardly
picks.
ever trades
He'll
back.
trade up.
He'll keep
like
his
you've never
draft
seen before.
picks and trade up and then make bad draft picks. Maybe it's just luck. He's just unlucky. But we're cheering for him. I hope he turn it around. Big fan here.
Yeah, that's the other
And I'm trying. I'm trying really hard.
You're not one. You're just not. You're not one player away. You're not. You're multiple players away.
I would say, realistically, you got to hit on at least
One every
4.
position.
You got to hit on at least 4 draft people in the draft that can contribute immediately.
Yeah.
And then you got to hit on about 8 to 10 free agents that contribute immediately.
Yeah.
That's a
like
realistic.
big free agents too.
Maybe not 8 big ones, but 8.
You gotta have 2 big.
You got to have a couple of big ones. So you got to, in the offseason, you're talking about at least 12 instant contributors, probably, I would say, to turn it around to a respectable point.
Let's see. Moonfish in the Bayou Ford chat says, literally, who is the voice in the locker room when DeMario and Cam are gone? And we're asking the question on offense. Obviously, those guys, they have the ear of the defense, and sometimes a defensive guy can find his way into the offensive inner circle. Doesn't happen very often. Maybe he can, but you're right. Once they're gone, but we tell this story often. Once Jimbo left, Jimbo was a big voice, obviously. And Jimbo likes to talk, and Jimbo had the respect of the offense. Now, when Gary Croton came in, Gary was a quiet guy. Gary didn't...
Nicest human probably on earth.
Yeah, but he didn't captivate a room. At least he didn't for me. I don't want to speak for Matt. He just didn't for me. He would get up there and is basically like let's win one for the Gipper type, let's go. And it's like, that doesn't do a whole lot for me. And, Coach Miles would get to going a little bit and it'd start strong and then kind of fade off a little bit. And so, like, offensively, like, we didn't really have that coach that was like Jimbo that we were so used to. And Bo Pelini took notice of that. And somewhere in the middle of the season, like, he picked up on it. And so, like, we would be watching him give his speech to the defense, and we'd all be turned around like, oh, that's awesome. He's not talking to us, but that's awesome. In one game, he kind of, like I said, he picked up on it, and he turns around. He's like, let me tell you one effing thing, offense, and just goes in on all the offensive, like, to get us fired up and, like, smash the whiteboard, and it was incredible. It was exactly what we needed, and he picked up on that. And we, like, listened to him and every word that he said. He was that juice that we needed. So sometimes it can happen, but I still just don't know if this team has something like that, because we're talking about college football and pro football. It's a little bit different, but we didn't have that voice, and Bo knew that we needed something like that, and he gave it to us.
I got to tell you, I don't know how it was after we left college, but from 2003 to 2007, in the ready room is what we called it before we went out on the field in Tiger Stadium. There was a ready room where they give the speeches, where all the team was. We had chairs. The 4 games, that was a bad day to be a whiteboard. Every single game. There was so many whiteboards smashed, and if a coach wasn't do it, Moffitt was coming in behind it and kicking it, drop kicking it, punching it, throwing a helmet at it. Bad day to be a whiteboard right there in the ready room.
Get your piss hot. What?
I don't know if the Saints, and this is a problem, I don't know if the Saints have broken one whiteboard this year.
It's probably true.
You better start breaking some whiteboards.
So we'll hope.
That'll fix it.
We'll have hope.
I promise you.
All right. Oof. I don't think they do. All right. Go to GoTommies.com. GEAUX. Tommies with a Y.com. GoTommies.com. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. We'll clearly see the difference. And you can check out testimonials of past clients. You can check out a gallery of work that they've done here in the greater Baton Rouge area. But we always remind you that they can customize your job, whatever you're looking to do. So have them come out. Tell them what your project is, and they're going to make sure it gets done. It gets done the right way. That's why they continue to stack awards over at Go Tommies. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GoTommies.com. All right, we will step away. More OTB. We'll try to bring the good Tuesday vibes back when we come back here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
At least Nick did say, hey, it's going to be hard for me to keep the vibes up.
It's true.
Yeah.
The
vibes are always high over at All-Star. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Buying new, leasing, renting. If you're going to Oxford, Mississippi this weekend, or LSU's got a bye week coming up. If you're going on a quick little getaway and you want to rent a Toyota, you need something bigger. You need something smaller. Maybe you need something better on gas mileage. Whatever it is, you can go ahead and reserve that rental today. Call Miss Lisa Sessions in the rental department, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Yeah, if you're in town and you need to rent a car, if you just have a little weekend vacation, a little getaway, if you're going to Oxford for a little tailgate, you don't want to put the miles on your vehicle, well, don't look at the airport. Don't go over there and try to get those big box car rental places, because if you go to All-Star Toyota, you can choose between anything that is on the lot to rent it per day. And we're talking better per day rental prices than those big ones at the airport. So give them a call. Go see them. All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
...2007 champs. Purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back in OTB here on this Tuesday morning. Let's try to bring the Tuesday vibe back that we had before we started talking about Cesar Ruiz and the New Orleans Saints.
Hail Cesar!
All right, LSU and Ole Miss this weekend. Ole Miss, 73.3% chance, according to the ESPN matchup predictor. How about that, boys?
I thought you were going to bring the vibes up.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I think it's...
Nothing's unreliable.
You're saying we got a 27% chance of winning?
Hey, the vibes are up because I don't agree.
They have that ESPN matchup indicator has Vanderbilt with a 54% chance of beating LSU, which I also don't agree with.
It's pretty inaccurate.
They are not true
the
facts.
FBI, I think it's or it's the S&P Plus. Either way, ESPN, like it doesn't favor LSU this year, so it's no real surprise. That number still is shocking to me. Ole Miss right now is a small 1.5-point favorite. It did open up in favor of LSU -1.5. It has gone to the Rebs -1.5. The total on this game, which Lane Kiffin did tell you to take the over, was 55.5.
Sure. Why did he do that?
Because his daughter is apparently dating Whit Weeks.
Who's going to play quarterback for the Ole Miss Land Sharks?
I don't think it's going to be Simmons.
So we got Austin Simmons. We got Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah.
I did see an article that came out yesterday
Chambliss has looked
that Lane
really
Kiffin
good, by
made
way.
the quote, at 100%, Austin Simmons is our starting quarterback. Now, he didn't say that he is 100%, but
That's why I think
Trinidad has played better. He's nearly almost 70% completion, 719, 4 touchdowns. He's got a bunch of rushing yards.
that's why I think it's going to be him, because I think the last thing that you want right now is a quarterback with a bum ankle against this LSU defense.
Yeah, no doubt.
Attacking, putting pressure on you, making you get outside the pocket, have to throw on the run.
Yep.
So this isn't even an indictment on Simmons and who's going to be the starter for that team moving forward. I just don't think right now that you can have a quarterback with any kind of ankle issue going against this LSU defense.
Yeah, and what a change of pace that Blake Baker has to think about on how he's going to game plan, because you're either going a guy that's got a one flat tire, or you're going a guy against that can run a little bit and do some things outside the pocket. So the game plan is different like that. I mean, obviously we're playing a lot of mobile quarterbacks that can create outside the pocket and create different issues and matchup issues with their legs. But it's a lot different game plan than if it's somebody that can't do that. I mean, we know what we can do with Harold Perkins, with spying the quarterback and being kind of that rover that gets out there. I didn't call it a star, that kind of star mindset out there that can attack the quarterback. It's just a different game plan that you put together. So a little bit of a challenge there for Blake Baker to and I wouldn't assume that Lane's going to give him any indication until the last possible second on who that quarterback's going to be.
I don't know that the game plan changes too much. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm saying, like, as far as like the initial, just because I feel like LSU's identity is like know thyself.
Sure.
But
like
within the in-game adjustments and the in-game stuff, that certainly will. Yeah,
right. It's basically maybe it's not like the adjustment on the X's and O's. It's the mindset of what you're telling your guys to do. Like against Clemson, Harold Perkins would have the curl flat.
Yeah.
Right. Or he'd be a post defender.
Right.
And you could tell he had the green light as soon as he even thought Klubnik was getting out of the pocket to abandon his defensive assignment. Abandon his zone to attack the quarterback. It's a different mindset. It's a different teaching that you give depending on the quarterback.
Right.
If you're not threatened by his legs, you tell Harold Perkins to stay back in your zone.
Yep.
Kay just could not figure it out.
Yeah.
Oops.
I think Trinidad starts.
Yeah. They should.
Yeah, I think
but the quote yesterday was like at 100%. Austin Simmons is our starter, even though Trinidad has played.
I think if you're LSU, you want
better.
a quarterback with a bum ankle then. I mean, with how you've gotten after the quarterback. So, yeah, something certainly to pay attention to. And we'll continue breaking down this game. Before we take this break, I want to remind you about our friends over at Trash Rangers. TrashRangers.com is the website. The phone number 225-612-2477. They've got 3 different sizes of roll-off dumpsters to choose from. Make sure you have the right size by calling that number, going to the website, knowing what you have at your project, at your home, at your business. They're going to make sure you have the right size every single time. TrashRangers.com. When we come back, let's close it out with a little Ask the Bench like we do every single day here. We'll do it on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Not only in Central, but the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. They've been in this business for over 50 years. You can trust them. You know them. You love them. And, again, like there's nothing that they're not going to be able to do right, in the entire area. But also, like when we talk about size of projects they can do, it can be at your home, something small. It can be a major project at your house. But if you're a business, and Matt can tell you, he's using for his business, they can handle any size job when it comes to remodel, when it comes to installing something new. Make sure you go to the website, centralplumbing.org.
That's right. The Payne family has been the experts in this area in plumbing, in the plumbing game for a long, long time. So it doesn't matter, like Jake said, it doesn't matter the size of the project. It can be huge, it can be small, it can be a running toilet, or it can be a whole food and beverage factory. I have experience with both. So go to their website, check out their options, see what they can do. 24/7 emergency service, centralplumbing.org.
Legends. Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
All right, welcome back in. Let's get to last of the bench. Best restaurant in BR that's loud, toddler friendly.
You should know this one.
George's on Highland.
No, that's where you go if you don't want to have fun and you have to.
You want your kids to be silent.
Yeah, if you want your kids to be yelled at by somebody that works there, even though they're not doing anything, and you want to be rude to your customer.
Other than that, they're great.
Right? I love like the OG walk-ons.
The patio out there.
Yeah, it's got the patio. They can kind of go into that grass field too. You can go to the back. Like you got the games right there too. Nobody's really.
Sometimes they open up that.
Yeah, it's loud in there because you got TVs and games and conversation going.
They got little games inside
it's
too.
Big, yeah.
Yeah, anywhere that's like casual and already pretty loud.
Yeah.
I'm going with kids, probably Superior. My kids like to run around there.
Superior's a good one.
They can go
It's kind of tight quarters.
But they get that little outside area.
And I get a little nervous about the outside area.
My kids
depending
like to
on
go
how old
up
they
to
are.
where they're making the tortillas and they give them some dough. I like to play the dough.
Oh, your kids are those kids?
Yep. Sorry.
Your kids are the dough kids?
Are you making fun of my children?
You've
offspring?
You've never been in Superior when kids like get the dough and they start throwing it and it's just like a hot mess?
No. My kids are very respectful with the dough.
Gaddy's on Essen. Is that still there?
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
there.
That's
your spot?
I mean, it's 4 kids.
I'll tell you, no one's more excited than Piccadilly when you come in with kids because they hadn't seen anyone under the age of you get it.
No, I don't, because we go there all the time.
They get excited to see the youths.
We go there literally all the time, so they see the Hesters. I mean, I know what you're saying. It's an older crowd.
Sure. Everybody's got to eat.
And I'm going to eat there every single time. Every birthday, the deli.
I don't know. Sorry, it's gross. Next one. Next
Wait,
question.
what's
Next
gross?
question.
Whoa, what's gross?
Let's
Piccadilly?
not get into Piccadilly talk.
Wait, do you know about Luby's?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Luby's,
okay.
of course. I didn't even know what a Piccadilly was.
Right? It's like
halfway
their
through college,
version
I
of
still didn't know.
Luby's, yeah.
Yeah.
But Luby's is probably
is
better.
good.
Yeah.
I like Luby's. I'm not hating here, but the fact that you said Piccadilly is gross makes me want to put some chalk in my hand and slap you right across the face.
Yeah, or I'll break a whiteboard right over your head.
You got the rest. I'm not talking. If you think Piccadilly's gross, I don't know that we can do this show together. Moscona, one of us has to go. This man said Piccadilly's gross.
Who you throwing the life jacket to?
I need you to talk some sense into one Miss Cassie Spazzali. Me and her have had this argument 100 times. She hates Piccadilly.
She eats something besides Chick-fil-A?
Right.
Well, that's probably why she doesn't
She
like
has like
Piccadilly.
9,000 points on Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, look,
That's
she's
not an
Chick-fil-A
exaggeration.
and her sister is banana with peanut butter. I think we all know that, okay? I'm not even getting to any of the other questions because I'm that upset at Matthew.
I'm just saying, there's better restaurants. I love that you love it, though. Love you guys. Bye.
Off the bench.
All right, we are very excited to work with Pala. Man, they have come on, and we had a meeting with them last week. And when it comes to safety, quality, and trust, Pala sets the standard. With 52 years of experience in industrial construction and maintenance, they deliver tanks, piping, fabrication, and capital projects with uncompromising reliability. Also, they are licensed to work, Matthew, in 32 states. And they are equipped to mobilize wherever their clients need them. And again, man, we are so fired up to have them on the OTB team.
That's right, Pala. They have been building confidence for over 50 years. From ASME coated vessels to precision piping, helical piles, Pala has the people, they got the expertise, they got the facilities to get the job done right. So they're built on trust, powered by experience. So if you have a project, if you are in need, look no further. Choose Pala.